All right, let's be honest. Have you ever felt that secret little spark of joy when plans get canceled? Yeah, me too. If that sounds familiar, then this is for you. We're going to dive into the deep psychology behind why so many of us love staying home and how, get this, it might not be a weakness at all, but actually your superpower. Okay, so picture this. It's Friday night, your phone buzzes. You see the message, hey, still on for tonight? And for a second, your heart just kind of sinks. You type out that polite excuse, you hit send, and then, whoosh, this massive wave of relief just washes over you. The entire evening is suddenly beautifully yours again. You know that feeling, right? So what is that? I mean, is it just that you're tired, or is it something deeper? Well, it turns out it's a way more than just being worn out. We're gonna reframe that feeling of relief, not as being lazy, but as what it actually is. A survival strategy. You know, society has all sorts of labels for this, right? We get called lazy, antisocial, maybe even depressed. But the psychological reality? It's something else entirely. It's a highly evolved survival strategy, a strategy that's literally designed to protect your nervous system. And this gets us to the real heart of it. Why is being social so exhausting sometimes? Well, here's the thing. It's probably not that you hate people. It's about the sheer amount of energy it takes to wear the social mask. And this right here is the big aha moment. You don't actually hate people. What you hate is the absolute exhaustion of having to perform for them. It's not the people themselves, it's the nonstop performance, that constant pressure to be on. That's what's draining the life out of you. And what do I mean by performing? Well, think about it. It's all this stuff you're doing without even realizing it. You're maintaining eye contact, but not too much, right? You're smiling at just the right moments. You're constantly reading the room, checking the vibe, making sure you fit in. None of this is passive. It's work. It's mental gymnastics. And all of that social work, it just drains your psychological battery like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it's draining it at a speed other people just don't get. They might leave a party still at 80%, feeling great. But you could be hitting 5% after just an hour. The difference is huge. So, who does this hit the hardest? Well, it tends to resonate really strongly with a couple of groups. First, you have highly sensitive people, or HSPs. Their brains are just wired to process everything, sights, sounds, even other people's emotions way more deeply and intensely. Then, of course, you've got introverts, who literally recharge their batteries with solitude. For both of these groups, that battery drain isn't just a metaphor. It's very, very real. And that's why coming home is so much more than just, resting your body. It's about finally feeling psychologically safe. It's that huge sigh of relief when you walk through the door, because you can finally take off that heavy mask. Okay, so this brings us to a really powerful way to think about your home. It's not just a building. It's not just four walls and a roof. It's an essential part of your nervous system. Seriously, let that sink in. For you, your home isn't just a building. It is an extension of your own nervous system. It's the one place that works with you, not against you. It's like an external control panel for your internal world. So why? What makes it so special? Well, it all comes down to one word: control. And just think about what that means. You control the lighting, no more horrible office fluorescence. You control the volume. It can be dead silent or blasting your favorite music. You control the temperature. And maybe most important of all, you control who comes in and who leaves. Every single one of those things is a layer of protection for your overstimulated nervous system. And that is why your home becomes what we can call a regeneration chamber. It's the one place on the planet where your brain can finally stop scanning for threats, stop trying to read social cues, and just power down. It can lower its defenses and simply exist. This is where that battery doesn't just stop draining, it actually starts to recharge. Now, getting to this point is usually a journey, right? It's about this massive mental shift from FOMO to JOMO. It's about moving from guilt to genuine empowerment. I mean, think back. When you were younger, you probably felt that pressure, that FOMO, the fear of missing out. You drag yourself to loud parties or crowded bars, feeling totally miserable the whole time, just wishing you were at home. But then, as you get older, something amazing happens. You realize the things society told you were missing out on were things you never even wanted in the first place. And that is the great reframe. That's the switch from FOMO to JOMO, the joy of missing out. Suddenly, that feeling of guilt and obligation, it gets replaced with peace and protection. What you used to call a wasted night becomes a profound luxury. You're not running from the world anymore, you're running to your own sanctuary. You know, a quiet evening at home, that's a profound luxury. It's something that, honestly, most people are too terrified of their own silence to ever really experience. Being comfortable alone with your thoughts, that's not a social failure. That is a level of self-awareness that is incredibly rare. It's a luxury you've built for yourself. So, let's tie all of this together. Let's talk about the sanctuary you've built and the real beauty of living a quiet life. Okay, so if there's any part of you that still feels a little bit of guilt for choosing to stay in, I want you to just let it go. Seriously, your desire to be in your home is not a flaw. It's not something that needs to be fixed. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It's a sign that you have built a space that you actually love. Think about that. It means you've succeeded in creating a sanctuary, a haven that is so perfectly designed for you that you'd rather be there than anywhere else in the world. And that is a truly beautiful thing. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. The next time you have the entire house to yourself, what's your favorite thing to do? What's that one simple joy you indulge in when you're in your own private sanctuary? Because embracing that, well, that isn't missing out on life. That is living.